You might think you know what a girlfriend for hire really is, but trust me, sweetheart, you don't. Not the way we Filipinas talk about it when the door is closed, the chismis is flowing, and nobody's pretending to be a saint. So let's play a little game. I'm going to tell you everything. The things your friends don't say, the things the forums whisper about, and the things that will either save your wallet or save your heart. And no, this isn't the kind of for hire you see on the back streets of Manila at 2 a.m. It's the kind that fools good men, smart men, men like you. So sit back, relax, take a sip of whatever makes you feel brave, and let me show you the truth, Filipina style. Let's start with this. I'm a Filipina, born here, raised here, lived around these women all my life. I've seen every kind of relationship, from the sweetest love story to the kind of arrangement that would make your pastor faint. And because I am married to a Western man myself, I understand both sides. I know why men your age fly 17 hours with sore knees to carry-ons and a heart full of hope. I know why the Philippines feels like a fresh glass of water after a long, dry Western desert. And I also know the traps, the tricks, the quiet little patterns that turn a vacation sweetheart into a financial hurricane. So today, I'm not here to judge you, I'm here to protect you, and don't worry, I'll make it fun. A little spicy, a little snarky, just the way my husband says my voice gets when I'm telling the truth. What men think girlfriend for hire means. Most Western men picture a simple, obvious transaction. You think she's only with him for money, or he's just lonely and wants companionship. But the real girlfriend for hire scene is more creative than that. It's not one thing, it's a whole ecosystem. Like a restaurant menu, but not one you should order from when you're tired, jet-lagged, or freshly divorced. So let me walk you through the 5 major types. Think of this as my little Filipina field guide to the kinds of relationships Western men stumble into. The tour guide for hire. This is the one who messages you like, "Hi sir, I can show you all the best places in Manila." Which sounds sweet, right? A friendly girl, local knowledge, a smile in her profile picture. But listen closely. This is not Google Maps with pretty eyes. This is a business model. She's not guiding you because she wants your company. She's guiding you because your wallet has bigger stamina than her ex. Here's how it works. She plans the itinerary, she books the grab, she takes you to the hidden caves, secret waterfalls, local restaurants, and guess what? Those places give her a commission. Even the halo-halo stand, even the tricycle driver, even her uncle who magically has a van available with aircon colder than Alaska. She is earning from every step you take. Is she sleeping with you? Not always, but she is selling an experience, a fantasy, a package Filipina adventure. And many Western men fall for it because she's sweet, attentive, and always smiling until you stop paying. Let me tell you a little story. There is a guy, let's call him Richard, 68 years old, retired and lonely. He met a tour guide on Facebook and she showed him Cebu, Dumaguete, Siquijor, said all the right things. After 2 weeks, he thought she was falling in love. Turns out, she had 3 other foreigners on rotation. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is only for Richard. But Tuesday and Thursday, a German guy with sandals and a camera bigger than his future. And of course on the weekends, a Canadian widower who thought he found the one. Was she cheating? She was working. Tour guides don't break hearts, they just break budgets. The vacation girlfriend. Now this one is very common. The vacation girlfriend. I hear this all the time, and I was asked all the time by other Western men if it's available here in the Philippines. She's the girl who attaches herself for you for your entire stay. She says, "I'll stay with you. No need hotel separate, and I'll take care of you. And she does. She wakes up early, she cooks for you, she scrubs your back in the shower, she makes you feel 20 years younger and 5 inches taller. But then, you fly home, and suddenly the messages start. Hey baby, can you buy me load? Baby, my nephew's sick, I need money. Baby, can you help me with grocery? Baby, can I borrow just a small money? Filipino small is Western, you've gotta be kidding me. She never promised love, she promised companionship for the length of your trip. And after that, it's a subscription model. Now there is this big question, why men fall for this type? The reason is because she's gentle, because she's affectionate, because she makes you feel like a king again, and because in the West, you haven't been touched in 3 years except by your dog and your blood pressure cuff. This is not a sin. It's human. But don't confuse comfort with commitment. And of course, by the way, if you really want to understand why these relationships happen and why so many older men get blindsided by sweetness, you should read our book, Fly Me to the Philippines. It breaks down the psychology of cross-cultural relationships in a way that actually protects you. Okay, back to the fun stuff. The allowance girlfriend. This one is very tricky because many men think they're in a real relationship. She says, I love you. She video calls every night. She asks about your health. She shows you her day. She cries when you fight. But the truth is, she's being paid to be available. Not directly, but through an allowance. Maybe 5,000 pesos a week or 15,000 pesos a month. Maybe you send Gcash whenever she says she's hungry, tired, or needs a new ring light for online class. This is not love. That is not love. That is peril with emojis. Now, how would you know you have an allowance girlfriend? First, she never disagrees with you. She's always busy when you visit. She suddenly has no schedule when you offer money. Her problems arrive exactly when your salary arrives. Her Facebook friends list looks like the United Nations of recently divorced men. Is she evil? No. Is she using you? Not always. Maybe she's using someone else too at the same time. But she is managing you, just like you think you're managing her. The pay-per-visit companion. Now, this is the most misunderstood of all. She is not a bar girl. She is not walking the street. She is a freelancer. She has a job, usually part-time, but low salary. She's maybe a single mom, maybe supporting younger siblings. She's not selling her body in a dangerous place. She's selling her time to foreigners like you who want company without drama. And many men confuse this with a real relationship because she is wonderful at affection. Filipino women are naturally nurturing, and even in transactional roles, they can make you feel cared for. But don't rewrite the contract in your mind. If you only see her when you arrive with a Grab taxi and a brown envelope, she is not your girlfriend. She is your scheduled appointment with emotional fantasy. The retirement companion with benefits. Well, this one deserves a whole video, but here's the short version. She's in for stability, not love, not passion, not commitment. She wants security that her ex-boyfriends never gave her. And she sees you, a kind, older Western man, as the safest future she'll ever have. Is this immoral? No. Is this common? Big yes. But here's the danger. She doesn't love you. She loves the life you bring. When the money slows down, so does her affection. When your health declines, so does her patience. When you need care, she may provide it, but she'll keep her jewelry box packed. If any of this sounds uncomfortably familiar, don't panic. You're not alone. You're not stupid. You're not hopeless. You're just walking through a country where the dating culture is totally different from the West. And if you need help figuring out what kind of relationship you're really in, Rob and I do personal consultations. You can email us at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com or check the first comment in the comment section box. And we will help you understand what's real and what's for rent. Okay, now let's go deeper. Why these girlfriend for hire types exist. You might think Filipino women wake up one day and say, "Oh, I want to become a transaction." No, life pushes them there. Low wages, family pressure, sick parents, single motherhood, lack of opportunities. And then here you come. Not a bad man, not a predator, but a man who can help. And sometimes help comes with benefits. This does not mean you are being taken advantage of every time a Filipina asks for help, but it does mean you must understand the context, the culture, the expectations, the survival skills many women develop from a young age. This is why Western men get confused, because a Filipina can care for you and use you at the same time. Not maliciously, just practically. Alright, we've covered the 5 major types: the menu, the ecosystem, the relationship buffet you didn't know you walked into. But now we need to talk about the breadcrumbs. Now let's talk about the red flags, the social media clues, the things she does that tell you exactly which category she's in. Because every girlfriend for hire leaves little traces behind. I'm going to show you how to read those signs like a local Filipino detective. Now, things are about to get a little dangerous. Not dangerous like walking down a dark alley in Cebu at midnight. Dangerous like you finally learning the truth. Because every girlfriend for hire, no matter the type, leaves a trail. Little breadcrumbs, little cookies, little clues on her social media, her schedule, her stories, her phone habits, her behavior, when she thinks you're not paying attention. And once you learn to see those signs, you will never unsee them. So sit up straight, turn your hearing aid up, and listen to your favorite little Filipina detective. Let's start with something subtle, the SIM card rotation. Here in the Philippines, SIM cards are as common as 7-Eleven stores. But there's a difference between a girl who changes SIMs because of a bad signal and a girl who changes SIMs because she changes foreigners. Let me teach you the trick. If she suddenly says, "My number changed again," or "Sorry baby, I lost my SIM," or "My phone got stolen, my cousin borrowed, my dog swallowed," whatever, that's not an accident. That's an escape plan. Girls who juggle multiple men need multiple SIM cards, one for each emotional investor. And trust me, we Filipinas learned this system long before Netflix, long before Wi-Fi, long before you flew her looking like Santa in shorts. The private account pivot. Always remember this, Filipinas love Facebook. It's our national hobby, our therapy, our entertainment, our news, our gossip center. I call it our daily diary. So if she used to have a public profile with photos from birthday parties, church activities, and then suddenly her account goes private the moment she starts talking to you, ay, sweetheart, that is not modesty. That is not privacy either. That is erasing evidence. She is hiding posts that show other foreigners, other gifts, other vacation boyfriends, other allowances, other men saying, "Baby, when I come back to Davao, we go to Camiguin again." Private accounts are not protection. They're editing. The mysterious cousins. Now this one is my favorite because I've heard a lot about it. Filipinos have cousins. Lots of cousins. Some real, some created by imagination. So if every new male in her photos is labeled "my cousin," "another cousin," "my close cousin," "just cousin," yet somehow these cousins always look like foreigners or look older or they look sweet on their photos. Congratulations! You've discovered the amazing species known as the rotating foreign boyfriend cousins. He comes, he pays, he leaves, she calls him cousin. And somehow she never runs out of cousins. The Nightlife Shadows. Now let me tell you something Western men don't know. The real nightlife girls never post photos of nightlife. Why? Because the money depends on mystery. But the semi-nightlife girls, the ones who want a foreign boyfriend but also want the tips, the free drinks, the older man's attention, they post things like "Girls' Night Out," "Outfit checked," "Vibes tonight," or my favorite, a mirror selfie with a caption like "Feeling cute, might delete later." Delete later? Sweetheart, that post is a bait. And the men who bite are the men she messages first. If she's posting nightlife constantly, she's not looking for one man. She's looking for an upgrade. And you are the upgrade. The single mom but no kids photos. Okay, don't get mad. This one is sensitive, but it's important. If she says she's a single mom, nothing wrong with that. But she has 0 pictures of her kids? None? Like nothing? Not even one from her birthday? That's not normal. Filipino moms worship their children. They post everything. First day of school, new haircut, lost tooth, even the kids sleeping. So why no photos? Because sometimes she's hiding the kids from the other foreigners. Or she knows that men looking for a vacation girlfriend don't want to see responsibilities. She doesn't want to scare the investors. I'm not saying she's a bad woman. I'm saying she's managing an image. Behavior red flag number 1, always online. Now listen, Filipinas stay up late, but not that late. If she's always online from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. every night, that is not normal. That's called shift work. Usually video chatting with other foreigners or entertaining someone who thinks he's the only one. A good Filipino with a job, a family, a real routine is not awake every night past 2 a.m. But freelancers are. The 24-hour emotion cycle. Let me explain a Filipino dating pattern that Western men always misunderstand. There's a cycle. From affection to problem. From problem to request. From request to gratitude. From gratitude to distance. And repeat. Now listen carefully. Stage 1 is the affection. She calls you baby. She sends sweet messages. She sends sexy selfies. She's warm and she's loving. Stage 2, problem arrives. Beware. Stage 3, the request. You know what comes next. It's always just a little. And stage 4, the gratitude. Thank you so much, baby. I'm so touched. You're so good to me. Stage 5, emotional distance. Suddenly she's busy. Her mood changes. She's not as sweet until the next affection cycle begins. This is not romance. This is money management. Behavior red flag number 3, can't video call at night. If she only video calls when she's outside or at the mall or at her cousin's house or in the bathroom, whispering, that means one thing. There is someone else in the house. A boyfriend, a partner, a husband, a baby daddy who still lives there, a man who thinks she's just chatting with friends, and she can't video call you at night because the real relationship is sleeping right beside her. The push-pull seduction. This one plays with your emotions. She pulls you in with sweet messages, affection, love bombing. Then she pushes you away with coldness, silence, or you don't understand me. You try harder. You message more. You chase her. The reaction? That's the goal. Push-pull is the technique of girls who wants to keep multiple men emotionally invested. They confuse you because confused men give money to calm the confusion, asking for load. Load is the gateway drug to every biggest request. Load today, grocery tomorrow, hospital bill soon, rent of the house next month. And before you know it, you're paying for a relationship that exists only in your imagination. If she asks for load early, she's not your girlfriend. She's your subscription plan. The girl who loved 3 men. Let me tell you a very short story. There was a girl, let's call her Michelle. Pretty, sweet, soft voice, very caring. She met a British guy online, told him she loved him. They video called every night and every day. He trusted her. Then she met an American widower, told him he was the one, and he believed her. Then she met a 59-year-old German, told him she wanted to grow old with him. All 3 of them sent money. All 3 of them thought they were special. All 3 of them thought she was loyal. But all 3 of them were paying for the same fantasy, delivered in different time zones. Filipinas are incredible at making men feel wanted. It's our gift, and sometimes our business. So if you're unsure of what type of woman you're talking to, I have an open source social media investigation that I designed exactly for that kind of situation. It's discreet, it's respectful, it's ethical, and it can save you from becoming someone else's allowance account. We've already helped hundreds of men to see the truth before it costs them their heart and their retirement. Just send us an email at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com. Okay, back to the detective work. The difference between a bar girl, a transactional girl, and a good Filipina in a hard situation. This is very important because not every woman asking for help is a scammer. Not every woman who had a tough past is a danger. And not every woman who works in nightlife is incapable of real love. Let me break it down. Filipina to Western man. The bar girl. She knows the game. She has rules. She has boundaries. She doesn't fall in love. She sells companionship like service. She's not pretending. She's not manipulating. She's simply working. Number 2, the transactional girlfriend. She mixes emotion with money. She says, I love you, but love is always connected to a request. She wants commitment as long as you can provide. When you stop providing, she stops committing. The good Filipina in a hard situation. This woman is different. She is sincere, she is emotional, she is trying to build a life. She may ask for help, but she feels guilty about it. She doesn't ask constantly. She offers kindness even when you say no. This girl is worth your time. She is the real prize. She is the one who can build a future and actually wants a partner, not a sponsor. Why Western men struggle to see the difference? Because you were trained for this culture. You were trained for Western dating, which is logical, independent, transaction-free on the surface, and openly emotional. Filipino dating is emotional on the surface, but transactional underneath. It's a mix of survival, family pressure, romantic fantasy, practical decisions, and cultural habits that Western men have never experienced before stepping off the plane. You're not failing, you're not blind, you're not naive. You're simply in a new environment with new rules no one bothered to teach you up until now. Alright, we've covered the clues, the breadcrumbs, the social media hints, the red flags, the behavior patterns that tell you exactly what category your Filipina is in. But now, we need to talk about the men who want a transactional girlfriend. The ones who go looking for it. And the ones who get hurt because they don't understand what they're truly buying. And then we'll talk about why these arrangements almost never work long term and what you should do instead if you want real love. So take a breath, take a sip, or take a prayer. Because segment number 3 is where the truth gets a little spicy and a lot empowering. Now we're going to talk about something men rarely admit. Some Western men don't accidentally fall into transactional relationships. They look for them. Intentionally, quietly, secretly, or even proudly. And if that's you, don't worry, you're not going to hell. You're going to honesty. Because if you want a girlfriend for hire, you just need to understand what you're really buying and what you're definitely not. So let's go there. Let's peel back every layer until you see the truth with clear eyes and a calm heart. Why some Western men want a transactional Filipina? Let me say this softly, because it's true and it's tender. Some Western men aren't looking for love. Not yet. Not anymore, or not after what they lived through. I've seen it over and over. And this is all you want. Peace, affection, softness, warm company, a feminine presence. What you don't want is drama, arguments, trauma stories, power struggles, someone working on herself, and maybe marriage. You don't want a 45-minute discussion on emotional boundaries before you can hold hands. You want a reset, a break, a place where you feel like a man again. And the Philippines is famous for giving men exactly that feeling. So if a man says, Chrissy, I just want a simple girlfriend who makes me feel wanted. I don't judge, I understand, but remember this. Transactional relationships are simple only for the first few months. After that, the bill comes due. So, if you want a transactional girlfriend, here's the honest guide. Let's be adult here. Let's talk honestly and responsibly. If you want a transactional arrangement, fine, but do it safely. Do it knowingly. Do it within boundaries that protect both of you. So here is the Filipina-approved rulebook for men who want no string-attached girlfriend. Yes, we have one. And no, we're not supposed to tell you this. Rule number 1, do not use Facebook or Messenger. Facebook is for families, for marriages, for baby photos, for real connections. If she meets her clients on Facebook, that means she mixes business with personal life, which is messy, risky, and usually dishonest. If you're looking for a casual arrangement, stay away from women who use Facebook for dating. Rule number 2, don't choose a girl who's too sweet. I know you love sweet, soft voice, pretty eyes, cute giggles, but sweet girls are the most complicated because they know how to make a man fall too fast. You want uncomplicated? Choose a girl who treats the arrangement like a job. Respectful, clear, no love bombing, no emotional strings. If she's too romantic, while also asking for money, that's not an arrangement, that's emotional manipulation. Rule number 3, never be the only client. This sounds strange, right? But it's true. If she says you're her only foreigner, her only source of help, her only support, run very, very fast. Because that means she will depend on you, emotionally, financially, and maybe even physically. And that dependency will become your responsibility. You want it simple? Choose someone who has a life outside of you. Rule number 4, never promise a future. This is the number 1 mistake. You say things like, one day we'll see, maybe next year, someday if things go well. Stop right there. In Filipino culture, broken promises are deeper than lies. And a small promise becomes a big expectation in her mind. If you want a transactional relationship, keep it in the present. Clear, honest, defined. No future fantasies. Rule number 5, if she starts falling in love, end it gently. This is the hardest rule because Filipino women love deeply. When they commit with their whole soul. And even transactional girls can develop real feelings. If she starts to attach, you must let her go, kindly, respectfully, before it turns into pain, jealousy, or heartbreak for both of you. Why transactional relationships almost never work long-term. Alright, sweetheart, now let's shift from playful to serious. Because here's the truth that older Western men don't hear often enough. Transaction can create affection. It can create comfort. It can create chemistry. It can even create routine. But it cannot create emotional equality. And without emotional equality, real love cannot survive. So let me break down the 5 reasons these arrangements collapse long before your visa expires. Reason number 1, the power imbalance grows over time. In the beginning, it feels balanced. You pay, she stays. Everyone is happy. But slowly, one person starts wanting more. More affection, more money, more consistency, more promises, more loyalty. And the moment one person wants more than the arrangement offers, boom, the balance is gone. Reason number 2, her family will eventually ask questions. Filipinos do not live alone. Not emotionally, not financially, not socially. Family is everything. And if she brings home a new bag, new clothes, or suddenly has a 2,000 pesos for grab rides, her aunties will notice. Her cousins will whisper. Her mother will ask. And soon, your arrangement becomes the interest of the entire barangay. And trust me, you don't want 12 hungry relatives knowing you're a source of money. Reason number 3, feelings always show up. Not sometimes, not maybe, always. Either she falls or you fall, or both. Men your age fall in love fast when a young woman gives them attention. It wakes up a sleeping part of you, a part that thought it was dead. And if she sees you as kind and generous, and of course stable, she may fall too. But love built on transaction is like building a house on soft mud. It won't hold the weight. Reason number 4, she will eventually want a real partner. No Filipina wants to stay transactional forever. Eventually, she will want a real relationship, a real future, real stability, real commitment, real respect, and a real partnership. If she doesn't get that with you, she will look for it somewhere else. And that's not betrayal, that's human nature. Reason number 5, age will change the dynamic. You might not feel it at first, but as the years pass, your energy changes, your stamina changes, your health, your needs, And suddenly, a transactional girlfriend becomes a full-time caretaker. That's not romance, that's a job. And when love is tested by illness, by aging, by responsibility, only real emotional connection survives. An arrangement, it doesn't. Let me say something clear, soft, and kind. You deserve love. Real love. Not rented affection. Not borrowed attention. Not a performance. Love that chooses you. Love that sees you. Love that grows with you. That stays when the money slows and the body changes. And guess what? That love exists in the Philippines. There are millions of good women here. Warm women, loyal women, strong women, women who want an older partner, not because of money, but because of emotional maturity, life experience, and gentleness. You don't need a transactional girlfriend. You need clarity, discernment. If you're ready to stop guessing and start choosing wisely, here's the simple path. These are Chrissy's 4 golden rules for finding a real Filipina partner. Number 1, choose women with real lives. A woman with a real job, a routine, a stable family, healthy friendships. A Filipino is not looking for financial rescue and looking for respect, connection, a future. Rule number 2, watch consistency, not sweetness. Sweetness is easy, consistency is rare. A real woman shows up the same way day after day. No wild mood swings, no sudden emergencies, no emotional roller coasters, no disappearing acts. Consistency is how you identify character. Rule number 3, meet her family early. A good Filipino wants you to know her family. She wants you to understand who she is and where she comes from. If she hides you, if everything is secret, if you meet only in hotels, she's not a partner. She's a hidden chapter. Rule number 4, do video calls, the real one. Not voice calls, not selfies, not filtered photos. Real video calls with movement, with her environment, with background, with life happening behind her. Because transparency is the number 1 enemy of deception. Let me speak directly to your heart. You are entering one of the most confusing dating cultures in the world. Beautiful? Yes. Romantic? Yes. Dangerous? Absolutely, if you don't have guidance. If you need help to understand the woman you're talking to, if you want us to check her social media, or if you want someone to review her background ethically, lovingly, and privately, then schedule a session with us. We've already helped men, a lot of men, avoid heartbreak, avoid scams, avoid disappointment, and find real Filipino partners who truly love them. Don't walk this alone. And let me leave you with something real. Most Filipino women are not for hire. Most Filipino women are not scammers. Most Filipino women are not playing games. But the ones who are very good at pretending. You're not too old, you're not too late, you're not too broken. You just need clarity and education and someone on your side who understands both worlds. Don't be the fool, don't be the wallet, don't be the vacation love story that ends in tears. Be the man who chooses wisely. Be the man who learned the signs. Be the man who found real love by understanding the difference between a girlfriend and a girlfriend for hire. So if you're planning to come here to the Philippines, always remember, fly smart, fly with confidence, only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.